Hey, what's up, guys? It's Stockbroker 101 here, and today I'm going to be talking about how to set up your VWAP, your SMA, and your EMA indicators for the Thinkorswim trading platform. To begin, if you guys don't know what the Thinkorswim trading platform is, it's basically a trading program that is ran through TD Ameritrade, which is a trading company, and it lets you find indicators for certain trends, and it gives you a better way of understanding how positive and negative trends affect the way the market is, right? So if you are looking at my screen currently, you could already tell that I already have my indicators set up, but today I'm going to be teaching you guys about the indicators that are shown on price, and then on my next video, I'm going to show you guys about the momentum SMA, the RSI, and the MACD. So it's going to be a quick, brief video, just because my last video was 30 minutes, and I want you guys to be able to get quick, guides of learning how to set up your Thinkorswim trading platform. So when it comes to Monday, in the week that we're trading, you guys can correlate all the information that I give to you guys at the same time. And, it's easier for the whole team just to understand what's going on. So let's begin. If you're barely starting your Thinkorswim trading account, you're going to have none of these indicators, right? So you're probably going to have a screen without any of this. I'm just zooming in. You're probably going to have the charts, right? You're going to have a bar graph. But you're not going to have these purple, yellow, and red lines. You're not going to have this blue line and this green line. So let me explain what that is before, and then I'm going to jump into how to add them. So you're going to start off with your EMA line, right? So this EMA line is basically an indication of when the market is going on an uptrend and a downtrend, and when it crosses over, that's when you know there's a chance of support being hit or a chance of resistance being hit. What I mean by this is, let's get into Walmart, right? I'm currently on Walmart, and let's go to the 180-day chart. Once you adapt your indicators, any chart that you look at, like in the 1 day, 1 minute chart, the 4 hour chart, or the 5 hour, whatever chart you're looking at, your indicators will always substitute themselves to fit that certain chart, right? So as you can tell, right now we're looking at Walmart, and we're looking at the blue and green line, right? So let's look at the blue line first. The EMA line. What is this? It's simple moving average. That's the SMA. Sorry about that. But what I mean by this is, whenever you see the blue line go under the bars, that means we're seeing an uptrend. And whenever we see the blue line go on top of the charts, on top of the bars, we see a downtrend. So what do I mean by that? You can tell right here, right? You see the blue line? It's under the bar graphs. So it's going up, right? Uptrend. But then as soon as it goes under the blue line, we see a downtrend. Why? It's just a matter of indications. It's like the crossover point of a graph showing uptrends and downtrends. That's the way I like to see it. Just keep it simple, right? So we're going down, right? You see a downtrend. As soon as you see this blue line again, you see a jump on top of that. What does it indicate from what I'm saying? It's an uptrend, right? Once again, you're going to be seeing the same pattern most of the time, but the EMA line is going to be our signal for knowing when a pattern is going up or down. So let's just go to the 1 day, 1 minute chart and show you a little closer look of what you can tell on the daily chart, right? So as you can tell right here, the EMA line was just sitting the whole day, right? It wasn't showing downtrends, but it wasn't showing uptrends either. Why? Sometimes the market's very subtle, just doesn't want to move because of no news or just current non-trends going on. However, as soon as you saw Walmart jump up, what happened? EMA line stayed below. Why do we want that? Why do we see that the EMA line stayed under? Because we saw an uptrend. Like I said before, whenever the EMA line is under the bar graph, that's when you know there's an uptrend, right? And now let's focus on what happens when it crosses over, right? Crosses under. Look, let's move right here. I'm zooming a little closer. EMA line, right? Still on top, and then out of nowhere, you see it drop below the EMA line, right? What does that indicate to us as traders? That indicates a downtrend. Even though the downtrend isn't fully hit, right? We didn't see it drop, but we did see it go under, right? And we never saw it come back up till later on throughout the day. These indicators don't always give us 100% like a satisfied answer for us saying, oh, the market is going for sure down or up, but it gives us a better insight of knowing what we can expect, right? So let's go now to the SMA line, which is the green line. I'm going to go here. Let's go back to the 180-day chart. And what do we see on the SMA line, right? It's basically the same thing as the EMA line, but it's for a longer bar. What I mean by that is I like to look at the SMA line as an indication of when a huger or long-term or swing trade is going to happen, right? So EMA line for me is more of a daily trade, knowing that the graph isn't moving up or down too much, just staying within its pattern. However, the SMA line, as soon as we see that crossover point, we're going to see the pattern going up for a longer time, right? So we're going to see a swing trade. That's what I like to look at. So, for example, I'm going to show you guys here. You see the SMA line, right? Going down, right? It's on top of the graphs. What does that mean? Same thing as the EMA line. We're seeing a downtrend. So let's go down, right? Down, green line still down, right? And then we will see it hit certain points at times where it goes over, like if you can tell here. But if you know patterns and you know how to day trade or trade in general, you know that usually when it hits those levels, what do we call that? Resistance, right? That's what we know that the market is a little overvalued, and we can tell that a downtrend is going to happen more than an uptrend. So now right here is where we would pay attention. Every stock is different when you look at indicators, but the SMA line to me is an indication for a swing trade, which just means I would rather hold this stock more than one day to see my profit of outcome be more profitable, right? So now as you can tell here, as soon as we saw this crossover between the green line, which SMA line, we started to see an uptrend, right? Went up, went down, went up, up, right? And then we did notice a dip. This is what I love about stocks, right? There's always a dip, no matter what. You can have an overvalued company or undervalued company, but a dip will always indicate either an uptrend or a downtrend. So I'll go more into that later on in the future, but right now I'm teaching you guys just the basic, indications of the SMA and EMA line, right? So we saw the dip, and then SMA line did go under just a little bit, right? Both lines went under. What does that indicate? A downtrend. However, that was a dip. As soon as that happened, we saw the EMA, SMA line come together. Both stayed under the bar graphs. What does that mean? Uptrend. As soon as that happened, look at it now. Boom, just jumped up, right? So not every stock does the same thing. Not every stock will fly up when you see the EMA or SMA line go under the bars, right? However, through these indications, you have a better chance of understanding the way the market's going to react to certain news or certain certain ways that the market is affected outside of just looking at the price, right? This helps you understand better, like, let's say Walmart did have good news and they were down here, right? What could we expect if you're trading this company? You'd be like, okay, well, it's on top of the EMA line, on top of the SMA line, so we're on an uptrend. However, we're waiting to see if it continues that uptrend, right? You wouldn't have been able to tell that if you didn't have these indications before. So that's what I'm trying to prove at this point. And then I'm going to bring in one more indicator that helps only for the 1 day, 1 minute chart most of the time. So let's talk about the VWAP. It's just loading right now. Okay, so the VWAP indicator is one of my favorites. It basically keeps you intact of understanding when the market is overvalued or undervalued for the day, right? It doesn't really work for the long term just because I like to day trade, and as most of our members, we overnight and day trade. Why do we do this? Just because the market's very volatile and we have a better chance of maximizing our profits through a smaller amount of time. So basically the VWAP line is this purple, pink, and yellow line, right? The pink line means the stock is overvalued, so it's hitting its maximum peak for the day. And then the yellow line is reaching its support, right? So these are just another examples of resistance and support levels. Always remember that, right? So let's say you're waking up in the morning, right? You see this stock run in the morning, right? You're like, okay, awesome. This stock looks like it's good to buy. However, through these indicators, the VWAP, you can tell that it's already hitting its resistance level. Of course, like I said, these indicators never tell you exactly what's going to happen, but it gives you a better idea of understanding what you can expect, right? So if I were trading this in the morning, I would have been like, okay, it's hitting maximum for the day, right? It's hitting resistance. I don't know if I want to jump in some calls right now, or jump in and buy the stock to, you know, get value out of it. I wouldn't have seen that value. I would have seen more value in betting on the company going down, right? Shorting it, putting it. So as you can tell, it did, right? Went up, hit this pink line, which is, if we're going down, we would want to see a hit on the VWAP. What does that mean? That's just above that level, we're on an uptrend. So let me just explain to you guys here on the screen, right? We're right here, market went up, overvalued, hit resistance, goes down. We're waiting for a hit there, right? For us day trading, we're like, okay, this company can hit on the VWAP line, middle line, and go up. Why does that happen? Just because that's support and that gives you a better indication of what to trade. You know, where do you think it's going to go next? So it dropped, right? And then where did it hit? The yellow line, resistance, right? I don't manually put this. This is just already, once you set up your indicators, this will always work with any stock, right? You know, the process works. You just got to stay basically on the computer, reading the charts, and that's my job. So I enjoy it. I don't mind looking at the charts all day, but through these indications, this is how I trade. So for those of you guys who were not familiar with how do I get my call outs, how do I know something's good or not, this is what I do, right? So now that you guys know that, what do we see up here, right? We saw that it hit support level, which is the yellow line, went up and hit middle VWAP. This happens vice versa, right? Hits the top, hits the bottom. Same thing, right? We saw a dip. Then we saw keep in mind too, the EMA line and the SMA line always work no matter what in any type of chart you're watching. So now that you're seeing that, you're going to see that's going to go to the top right here, right? Consolidate. And now that we're on top of the purple line, we're seeing that that's better for us. Why? Because we're seeing that through the top right here, it's consolidating, going up. We're not seeing it break down below. What does that mean for us? That just means that we're seeing, again, consolidation. I'm sorry about that, but I want you guys to be clear about knowing that when straight, and then boom, some news came in, something that affected the market, maximizing our profits. And so let's go here, right? You're going to go to studies. You're going to go to edit studies. In that, I know I don't have enough time to explain everything in one video, but I do want to just get you guys to know that you're going to search exactly what it says here, right? So it says VWAP. You'll click on it, double tap, and it'll add it straight to your price, right? So once that's added, you want to just make sure that the time here, the day, the inputs that I have on here are exactly the same. Why? Just because I've already set them up to just fit the way I like to trade, right? The way that I see the indicators best work for me. And then you're going to do the same thing for SMA, right? Simple moving average. You're going to see it, right? Double click, it's going to add it. And then for the last one, moving average exponential. You're going to see it right here, right? You're going to double tap, put it in. At the end of that, you're going to hit apply. Mine's already applied, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hit OK. And then bam, you're going to see your charts already show these lines. Basically, they're going to be indications for you guys to understand better how to trade, how to see value in the market. And that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I try to make it as quick as possible. But at the end of the day, we're trading as a group. Anyone who has any questions, in my Discord, be sure to let me know. If you don't understand how the indicators actually help after watching this video, I don't mind explaining it to you guys personally.